Hey guys, my name is Richard. I'm a poker player, and recently I won a 10K entry into the WPT, the LAPC main event, and I played it today. Started with the 30K chips, made it to day two. That's good. Probably wouldn't be making this video if I didn't make it to day two, honestly. And yeah, let's go. Let's go over some of the hands. Let's talk about some of the hands. When I first got there, I was definitely nervous to start playing, definitely nervous. But after a few hands, things settled in. It was like, okay, this is just a poker tournament. It's a lot more on the line, but it's nothing special, nothing to get too worked up over. So after a few hands settled in, it's like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Um, Early on, level two, I got dealt pocket jacks. And the player to my right, he was on a short stack. He he overplayed Ace King on like a King 10 something flop. The other guy had King 10, and he like lost all of his chips. He was winning early on. The other guy was losing, so he doubled the other guy up and was left with like 10,000 chips or something like that. So then this hand comes up. I have pocket jacks. Oh yeah, the blinds are 75, 150 with no ante. There's no ante level two. And the active player in seed 8, he makes it 400 pre-flop. The player to my right, seat 2, he's in the small blind. He goes all in for 12,000 something. The blinds are 75, 150, raised to 400, all into 12,000. So it's like, oh, okay, it's a lot. I looked down at jacks, and honestly, it's an easy decision for me here because this player, he'd already shoved all in twice in the last like couple of rounds, like in spots where it was like 400 all in, and he was like clearly tilted by losing that ace king. So it felt like, okay, this guy's still on tilt. When he goes all in there, his range realistically looks like to me ace king, a lot of ace king, and tens, nines, sevens, and eights, sometimes queens. But if he has kings or aces, just shoving 12K, that doesn't make much sense. So maybe he's got queens. Probably he has ace king, but I can't fold jacks there. So I call, or rather I reshove for, 28K or whatever. The other guy folds who made it 400, so it's just a call for 12,000 something. He has ace king of spades and bang, ace red on the flop. So now I'm down to like 17,000 in level 2, and it's like, it's not good. Then I get dealt pocket tens a couple times. I get pocket tens, and it's against the most active player at the table. I end up basically bluff catching two hands, losing both hands to this guy who every other player at the table, he was bluffing. But against me, he just happened to pick up a hand. So I don't hate my calls. I think if he rivered a flush in one hand and he rivered a pair of queens in the other hand. I had him until the river both times, and it was like he had a flush. He was gonna have a flush or be bluffing. The one time when he hit a queen, I probably could have folded, but it was such a small like sucker bet. I fucking paid it off. It was 1,000 into like a 3,400 pot or something. Whatever. I paid it off. I shouldn't have probably. The other hand, I definitely he had a flush or a bluff, and I didn't think he had a flush, so whatever. So I actually went down from like 18K down to like 4,500. Like I'm just like, oh, and I just felt like shit too. I felt bad sitting there with 4,500 in chips. It was like, but then I told myself, I'm like, it's a 10K tournament. 4,500 in chips is still like fucking 1,600 ICM or something. You know what I mean? Like it's still a lot of money worth of chips. I ain't giving up. I'm not going home like that. So I get dealt Jack 10 offsuit, Jack 10 offsuit in the big blind. Under the gun, player Barry Woods. I'm not sure. He might be known to people. I don't know. It seemed like other people know. I don't know if you guys know who Barry Woods is or not, but whatever. He makes it 450. Blinds are 100, 200 with 25 ante. And he makes it 450. There's a few callers. Comes to me. I'm in the big blind for 200, so it's 250 more. I have Jack 10 offsuit. I call. Flop is ace, king, queen, all diamonds. We don't have a diamond. I check it over to Barry. He bets 1,000 into about a $2,000 pot or so. And everybody else folds. I go all in with Jack 10. He, for like 4,000, it's like 3,200 more. He calls. He has ace 10, no diamond. And our straight holds up. We double up to like 10K. Then a few hands later, I get pocket kings. Pocket kings in the small blind. This is like an orbit later, something like that. Maybe I don't think it's the next hand. An orbit later, I get pocket kings in the small blind. Same blinds, 100, 200, and a player makes it 1,400. So now I've got like 10,000 or so total chips. No, the player made it. Player made it 400. This player was min raising a lot. Yeah, he made it 400. In the small blind, I make it 1,400. I'm a little like miffed that I made it 1,400. I didn't take into account the small blind that was out there. I was trying to make it 1,300. Like I wanted it to be 900 more to call, not 1,000 more. I felt like that's just gonna get a call more often. I mean, it's a small difference, but whatever. I have kings. You know, I want to get as much fucking action as I can there. So I make it 1,400. He calls. The flop is Jack 10-6 rainbow. I check. He checks it behind. The turn is the 3 of spades. I think that puts like a spade flush draw out there. 2 spades. I bet 2,100 this time, and he calls. The river is 9 of clubs. So like if he had king queen or 10-9 or jack 9 or something, he'd beat me. But whatever. I mean, I suspect I have the best hand by the turn, and by the river, I still think I have the best hand. Now I do something different here on the river that I think gets me paid more often. I mean, his hand is probably just paying me off anyways, but instead of just like snap shoving the river, I sat there, I thought about it a lot, I counted my chips out, I looked at him. I mean, I kind of made it seem like, in my mind at least, I mean, I think he might have picked up on this too, that I was bluffing. You know what I mean? Like when I check the flop and then bet the turn, it's like, do I really have kings? No, it doesn't make sense for me to have kings there. So it looks like I have ace king and I'm just trying to like win what's out there. Like I need that 6K in the middle, so I'm betting 6K to win it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to like give off the feeling. He like snap calls me on the river and has queen jack of spades. So he had top pair and checked the flop behind me and then called the turn, you know. And it looks like I whiffed, you know, so can't blame him for calling on the river. So I double up there. So now I've got like 20K. Got like 20K in chips. And then this next hand that comes up is fucking insane. This is a 10K tournament. So I was like, what the fuck? This is real? This is real? This is what happened. A bad player at the table, one of the two like active and bad players who's just raising too much, just overplaying every 2 cards. It's like, what are you doing here, fucking idiot? So he makes it 700. Blinds are 150, 300 with the quarter ante or whatever. 150, 300, 50. No, the ante would have been 50. 150, 300. He makes it 700. There's a couple calls in front of me. I'm in the small blind. I have pocket 10s. 20K stack. Don't want to get out of line and 3-bet it here. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I'm in the small blind though, so I don't want to play this hand out of position. No thanks. Keep it small. Maybe I flop a 10, you know? I call 700. The big blind Barry Woods also calls. The flop is 5-5-6. I check. Barry checks. The original raiser bets out 1,500. 1,500. fold comes to me. I'm like, okay. I mean, I can't fold. Don't want to raise, so I call. Barry Woods also calls. The turn is a 7. The turn is a 7. Not the 10 we wanted, right? Like, in my mind, I'm like, 10, 10. You know what I mean? I'm always doing that. I'm always fucking praying to hit my fucking boat on the turn or whatever. But it's a 7. I check. Now Barry Woods leads out and bets 6,500. The original raiser folds. It's back on me now. And this seems real fishy to me. Like, why? Who? You're just calling the flop, and then you're betting leading the turn. I had no idea where he was at. In my mind, I'm like, 6-7 makes sense here, I guess. You know, you had a pair of sixes and you'd improved on the turn. Like, for him to bet that turn, he has to have improved, right? So like 6-7, he could have 3-4 for a straight, possibly 8-9 for a straight. Although both of those hands are, you know, would you call flop bet on a paired board with 8-9? Would you call anything pre-flop with 3-4? Maybe. I don't know. So I'm sitting there thinking about it, and this is a big bet to me. It's like I basically have to be willing to go all in or fold. You know what I mean? Like I can't call fold the river. No. Like it's basically like 6,500. I got like 13K left. So what am I gonna do? So I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, I don't fold right away because I want to like try and figure out does he have me beat? And so I look over at him and I say, so the 7 helped you, huh? And I swear to Christ, he says yes. Okay, he says yes, it helped me. And then he turns over his cards, 6-7 of hearts. Oh, you just showed me your hand. Holy shit, I have that beat. And he's like, oh shit, I didn't see you had a hand. I thought you folded. I got you beat. I got you beat. And I was like this fucking close from folding the best hand. And he shows me a hand I can beat. And here I kind of messed it up a little bit because it was like I was too excited and like I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I was not prepared for this moment. And I just kind of like went all in a little bit too fast. If I could go back, I would have sat there and thought about it for a minute and then went all in to make it kind of look like maybe I'm trying to bluff him off of a hand that's hard to call with 6-7. But anyways, you know, pocket 10s are good here. He has 2 pair. We have a bigger 2 pair. We go all in for like 7,000 more or something like that. And he folds. And here's the kicker too. The dealer calls over the floor and explains like what happened. And Barry Woods gets a 1-round penalty for showing his cards. So needless to say, he was a little upset about that hand. So yeah, at this point, we're up to like 30,000, something like that. We call a player's all in for 6K with pocket jacks. They have queen jack suited. They flop a open and straight draw, turn a queen, and then we both river the same straight. So chop it up there. Another hand later, I win a little pot with pocket queens. I lost like 4,000 with pocket 9s. I raised pre-flop, bet the flop. Then the guy led the turn and like he like did like a hard swallow. Like he turned something that beat me. I don't fucking know. Like the queen of hearts on the turn helped him somehow. I don't know how exactly, but the hard swallow and like he just had me beat. So yeah. Started the day with 30,000 in chips. Ended the day with 22,000 in chips. I feel pretty good about it. Played Matt Berkey was at my table. Also Jordan Christos. We definitely had the slowest fucking table in the room. I'm sure Jordan Christos is a nice guy and all, but he really does like. I mean, he wasn't taking excessively long, but he was taking a few minutes. Like he was taking like at least just too long. You know what I mean? Just a little bit too long. I was like kind of looking up over at the clock and like, oh yeah, 3 minutes I'm gonna call the clock. I never called the clock on him, but I was always like 30 seconds away from calling a clock on him in like every fucking hand. You know what I mean? So it'll be nice. Tomorrow's a redraw. Don't have to play with Jordan Christos and Matt Berkey. The rest of the table was real good by the end of the day too. It was like the two bad players busted, and then it was just like mostly rocks. So can't do anything about it. Got 22,000. Coming back tomorrow. I feel great. We were down to 4,500, and fucking we just battled our way back, battling, and like, oh, I feel so great. I feel great. We're still in it. 22,000. This is, the road to first place. Let's hope. All right. Wish me luck. Thank you. Bye.